Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a good day today. And on today's video, I'm joined by my co-host, Ben, and we talk about some of the more in-depth issues that we think may have taken place in the Super Bowl, why the Patriots lost, why the Seahawks won, and something that I said before the Super Bowl that actually really came to play in this game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. It helps out a smaller channel like mine. Subscribe if you haven't already. And enjoy the video. Alrighty, well, Ben, this was a Seahawks victory against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Ben, just give us your takes off the dome, if you will, when you were watching this game and what you thought when the game was over.
Man, when I thought this game was over, I was like, thank God. This was I'm gonna take it back. I thought it was a very it's something that it's weird how something could be so shocking but yet so predictable at the same time. That first half was a great defensive battle. You look at Drake May having that struggle against he's faced 5 of the top 6 defenses in the postseason. So, and you look at his numbers, he wasn't really doing that well against those teams. It was almost by circumstance that offensive line against Herbert, CJ Stroud from the Texans, the Bo Nix-less Broncos. It's now, and then you finally have a competent offense who unlock Sam Darnold. Kenneth Walker played phenomenally. You got the best receiver in Jackson Smith-Njigba. It was really going to come down to, can Drake May win? It wasn't. We knew what the Seahawks were going to do. It was going to be a defensive battle for them, taking advantage of their rookie offensive line. And it showed. Patriots defense did all they could, keeping them under 9 points per game. 9 points per game. 9 points in the first half. And yeah, it's gonna suck now, because now I've seen a lot of people saying that the Patriots are now the least deserving team to be in the Super Bowl. They had a cupcake schedule. They finally played a competent team, and this is what they get. Drake May puts up the worst game of the year after finish second in MVP voting, and just the run that they had. So it's gonna bring cadence to that, and then. It's unfortunate for May, because playing so well, and just unfortunately, I feel like their quote luck still ran out. But you got to look at the Patriots right now. All right, they have 10 draft picks coming up in this draft. They're obviously going to fix those issues on the line, probably get May some more weapons. And I think the Patriots are going to be right in it. I know. You take advantage of the schedule you have, all right? That's just the nature of the beast, regardless of if it's injury, head coaching, coaches getting fired, dumpster fire of teams, the division you're playing in. You got to take advantage of that, and they did, all right? They took advantage of it. But who am I kidding? They lost. I love it, because the Steelers still have 6 damn Super Bowls, all right? Still tied for the most, so I can't be mad, all that. So, Patriots fans, it's going to be okay. You're still you still got the most Super Bowls of all time, but guess what? You've also lost the most Super Bowls of all time. So, hang your hat on that, all right? You're 6-6 if I recall. So, hey, the Steelers haven't lost 6. We still have a winning record. That's all that matters, really, truly. That's the most I got out of this game. But to reel it back in, to dial it back in on the Seahawks, what a story for Sam Darnold. Man, coming back from the Jets, seeing ghosts against this team during his time, looking every bit of an NFL bust, this was his 5th team. And I'm just glad he never gave up, because going from the Jets to the Panthers to the 49ers to Minnesota, then now, probably finding his not permanent home, but definitely in Seattle. This has definitely kept him there. And I mean, just playing a great, turnover-free ball. I think it was like week 4, week 5. He had like 4 interceptions, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is the Sam Darnold of old." The Seahawks are gonna fall apart, and it's like, it's one game, all right. And Kubiak is, he unlocked the really just unlocked what this offense can do. So it's very great seeing that. Minnesota fans, I'm sorry, he gives you the most wins, and then you trade him, and then you don't re-sign him. He signs with Seattle, and he wins them a Super Bowl. And Minnesota is still looking for the quarterback. But it's a great story by Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker as well, winning MVP. I don't think anyone had that predicting with I don't know what the betting odds were on him, but I don't think he was like top five, at least in the total, like, Patriots and Seahawks, but taking over and dominating after Charbonnet was out. Like this is the Kenneth Walker that what we saw before Charbonnet started to get more and more involved in the offense as that passing option. This was like, all right, this is a workhorse, bell horse guy that we've been waiting, but unfortunately, just because the running back by committee, I mean, the two-headed monster with him, because we saw this, we've seen the success of those, backfields, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and then Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. But man, talk about stepping up when it matters most. I mean, and like his dad coming in, his first NFL game, seeing him in the Super Bowl, winning MVP, winning the Super Bowl itself. It's an amazing story for Walker. And I think my third takeaway from this is that defense. Good God, Legion of Boom Part 2 stepped up every single game, every single postseason. Talk about complementing your offense. The defense is going to do its job, and then the offense is gonna work. So, all those studs on the defensive side of the ball just did their job as best as you can ask for. And I think now the big question right now with now their OC gone to the Raiders, what's going to happen with that offense, with that team. I don't think it's going to be a cause for concern, because as long as that defense is still playing well, I think Seattle is still going to be favored to, I'm not going to say win the division, but I think we're looking at another 3 teams in the NFC West making the playoffs. I still think the 49ers are going to be there, with Stafford coming back with the Rams, and then now the Super Bowl champs Seattle Seahawks are. I think all those teams will be fine. I think Patriots are going to be fine as well. So all in all, no, I'm going on a little rant here, but it's been a while. I gotta get all the thoughts out. But thought the game itself was okay. I really thought Jason Myers was going to win MVP with what, and I guess I could make an argument he should have won MVP, but I'm glad Kenneth Walker did. Great game. Horrible commercials. I don't know. Like, I feel like the commercials, just like the creativity of the commercials, are just going down and down and down. And now with AI slop, doing all that, it's like, ugh. But fantastic Super Bowl halftime performance. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, so now we gotta wait. For a long time, but a good feel good story all around. Drake May again making the Super Bowl in his second year. He's gonna be fine. That team is young. That team is hungry. That team's gonna be back. And same thing with the Seahawks. You're winning whenever no one, I don't think really anyone expected them to make the Super Bowl, and then here they are winning it all the way, looking like the best team in the league. So I thought it was a good feel good, a lot of good feel good stories, and a lot of I think the stories really outweigh the actual game itself. I think this is just going to be a middle of the road Super Bowl, which I love defensive battles. I love defense dominated games, and this is exactly what it was. So can't wait for it. So I know we've heard your predictions, but you got anything else to add on?
I was kind of saying yesterday, even though I didn't put a podcast out yesterday, it was more so just recording for the Tickety Talks and the YouTubes, if you will. But yesterday I said my 3 takeaways, my immediate 3 takeaways. But something else I wanted to add was, when we were doing our prediction, when we were doing our preview of the Super Bowl, this is what I wrote down. So I just want to kind of come back to this for a second. This is what I wrote down. This is going to be one heck of a game. New England's O-line is going to struggle against that Seattle defensive line. New England allowed a pressure rate of 38.3% and a sack rate of 8.7%, ranking 6th and 7th worst, respectively. The offensive line also has a pair of rookies in left tackle Will Campbell and guard Jared Wilson. The Patriots have also allowed 15 sacks in the 3 prior games before the Super Bowl. On the other side, Seattle's defense has the 4th best pressure rate at 38.9%, despite blitzing at the 25th highest rate in football. And I thought another issue was going to be the Patriots' heavy rushers, their defensive rushers versus Seattle's guards and the center. Now, what we saw in this game was both of those things come to fruition. More so, the Seattle defensive line. But we cannot forget, there was not a touchdown scored until 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Very similar to the Rams and Patriots game. There was not a touchdown scored in that game in 2019 in the Super Bowl until there was 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So it was a 12-0 game in this Super Bowl until there was 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So I go back. These defenses were incredible. Both defenses. The Patriots defense was incredible. They were holding this Seattle team to a touchdown until 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter, where, like I said yesterday, the rubber band effect tried to take place. If you haven't heard of the rubber band effect in sports, definitely check that video out on YouTube. It's not ours. The creator that speaks about it is one of my favorite. He is an NFL creator, but he does other sports as well. He's one of my favorite ones in the game right now on YouTube. Definitely look out the rubber band effect in NFL. His video will pop up. But anyway, the rubber band effect tried to take place in the fourth quarter with the Patriots, definitely trying to mount this comeback. But I just thought it was very interesting that those were my notes before the Super Bowl. And the reason I wanted to bring that up was, like I was saying in a couple of the videos yesterday, Drake May was awful. This is one of the worst games we've ever seen Drake May play. And again, this goes back to I've watched a lot of the Patriots games with Drake May. I'm a Carolina fan, Tar Heel, mostly for basketball, but the latter years of football, I have been paying attention, and when he was there, I was definitely paying attention, and this is one of the worst games we've ever seen. And it was that offensive line for New England being crushed by the Seattle defensive line. So I want to go back to what you said, though, about the nervousness that Seattle fans could have, or maybe the lack of, for their OC leaving. I just want to say this. This team has over $70 million available to them in cap space heading into this offseason. So from a numbers perspective, they should be fine. They should be okay. But what I will say is let's look at the Eagles for a second. Every other year they lose their OC, and every other year they get a good one or a bad one. So to the Seattle fans, I was hoping that y'all weren't going to lose your OC. I mean, it really is dependent upon if you guys get one that know what they're talking about or not coming back in for Sam Darnold to do his thing again. I mean, Sam Darnold is an above-average game manager, and I love Sam Darnold and his story. But if y'all get just a Brian Johnson to come in, if y'all get a Kevin Patullo-like person to come in, it don't matter that you've got JSN. It's going to be a rough time. So I hope that's not the case. I hope you guys get one who's above average in between the ears there when it comes to OC, but we'll definitely have to see. And as far as the Patriots go, I think they're here. Mike Vrabel turning this 4-win Patriot team around to a Super Bowl contender in year one. I think the Patriots are here to stay for a long time. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they may have lost, but I don't think this is Cincinnati. I don't think this is Joe Burrow losing to the Chiefs and then never being able to come back. This is a team that prioritizes offensive line. Now, yes, they had a couple of rookies in this Super Bowl. Okay. Look at the first time that the Chiefs played the Chiefs played the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs got crushed. What did they do? They turn around that prioritized offensive line and defense. And of course, we see what happens after that. I think this Patriots team is here to stay. I think they're going to make the right decisions. You alluded to it. They've got 10 picks in this draft. Come on, man. The Patriots are here to stay. It's like you alluded to. They've got 10 picks in this draft. So I'm excited about the Patriots going forward. I don't think they're a Joe Burrow Bengals type of situation. I think they're here to stay. I think they'll be able to turn it around.